So if you found my channel, welcome. Remember that you are beautiful, you are amazing, and this video is a confirmation that you are on purpose and in the right place. If I talk fast, it's to bypass your mind and directly access your soul's listening. And I want you to trust in your soul, in your higher self ability to understand past your mind and to remember what's needed as you need it. So grab a blanket, a cozy, healthy beverage, your journal, and set up on your meditation mat. Let's begin with a prayer. Beloved Creator, may I always be protected from evils. May my ego come in service to my spirit. May I always be connected to divine truth. May I listen with my spirit and hear with my heart, absorbing love and what is of my highest good. May I activate the miracles and blessings meant for me as I walk my golden path, in full faith, with grace and ease. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's do a reading on karma today. So I'm going to decks and check-in deck and check the overall tone with the monology. So I've already prayed and cleansed the space. You might hear the ocean out there, you might hear the storm. I am in Mexico and this is going to be your reading on balancing karma. Tell me what the collective is balancing right now. Show me what the collective is balancing. Libra, scales, find a balance. Keep your heart open. Okay, so this is showing me that as you move through any karma that is clearing right now, you are being called to keep balance. You're being called that no matter how challenging it can be, do not close your heart. That divine justice is coming into play. And that everything is working out in your favor. Let's see. So the themes of your karma balancing is to keep your heart open. You're going through a major period of expansion, and so your challenges and karma may have been super stimulating, super challenging, really calling out a strength and the ability for you to stay grounded in love no matter how low vibrational the circumstances around you have been. But I also see your pathway clearing and you are coming into calmer times. And daisies could be significant for you. Bear of love, desire. So Hecate brings you this balancing of the masculine and feminine energies. This is showing you how to manage desires and bring them back into soul alignment beyond the karmic marring or the soul traumas that can be activated through our karmic our karmic experiences. There's been a lot of soul trauma active and reigning for us for a long time. But as more and more of us wake up and anchor the light, we start to wake up and anchor the light for others as well. It's really a beautiful process. This is also talking about how your karma has been affecting your love life. And how the imbalance between the masculine and feminine, depending on the wounds that you have gathered from various dark ages, war, betrayals, various traumas. Some of you could have been trafficked, some of you could have been in slavery, some of you could have been suppressed in royal lineages, suppressed just in normal lineages, women suppression and women giving up their rights to be safe, to be married, to have a family, to give up who they are in those positions. Could be clearing off of you now. But it is coming into balance and you're waking up. You have probably, if you haven't already experienced it, you're probably really just come through a great period of coming into your own power, of feeling your wholeness, of feeling your confidence return, of really understanding who you are. And if you haven't experienced that, coming into alignment with your soul desires and your soul sovereignty and just your soul in general, you are coming into that soon. Perseus, destruction. So destruction of the old, destruction of what's been holding you back, destruction of these false narratives, these false stories that have been playing out in your cells, in your field. It is all coming to a head. Perseus is one of the titans from Greek mythology. He's associated with the concept of destruction and military and war sense. So this talks about your own sense of devastation, ruin coming to an end. And like I said, the annihilation of past traumas, and you're having success in overcoming obstacles that have been hindering your progression. Any destructive qualities are being tempered with skill and wisdom, and you're proceeding with caution as you move forward, because there's still going to be some scars, there's still going to be some illusions, there's still going to be some outward callings, just saying, kind of igniting fears, like what are these repeating situations from my past? And this came up in some earlier readings about the past showing up right now as a precursor, as like a test or like a initiation for you, to show you that the past is not repeating itself. It looks similar to the past because it's meant to show you your strength. It's meant to highlight how you've changed. It's meant to highlight how you've grown and show you how you're going to deal with these challenges in a different way. Let's see. Propalalia. One before the gate, the guardian. So you're highly, highly protected. I just feel so much Holy Spirit energy in this. Your sight is being recovered and your spiritual gifts are being recovered as you reclaim your true essence, your true self, as all of the pieces come back to you. Whenever we claim things from past lives, whenever we balance out karma, we are collecting all of those soul fragments back, and they're purified through Creator before they're returned to us. If you have good guides, of course. But that is the most lawful, universally lawful way to return your soul fragments to you. And so if you're doing any of this work and you're grounded in the love that we came from, which I would assume you are if you found my channel, you are reclaiming all of these things from your energy field, and they're being cleansed and purified through Creator and returned to you. And so this is a Hecate deck, so it is very tied to Hecate. Perseus was Hecate's father, and Hecate is just the great bearer of light. She is the the goddess mother, she embodies so many different things. Whenever you work with Hecate, you just get such an complete and encompassing healing that it's just so whole that everything is returned to you, but you're also very grounded in the truth. There's no room for illusions or things that are holding you back. There's no room for crutches. There's no room for faltering, and there's no room to hide, procrastinate, or stay in illusions anymore. So Hecate is standing with you, and she is guiding you. And she's bringing you to the crossroads of this next part of your journey. You get to choose where you will go. Do you want to stay where you are a little longer? Or do you want to fully encompass your soul? Fully encompass that journey? Like I said, it's going to get easier for you, easier than it's been. But some of you might be tired, some of you might be wanting a rest. And you will get that option here as you come to these crossroads with Hecate. But just know you are protected, you are lit, you are ready for this. And so even if you're tired, I do recommend moving forward, but know you can take a break if you need to. Heros, Par, Sacred Fire, Unity. So you're coming into full union with yourself. And all of the spirits here in this card I can see, you're also bringing your whole bloodline into unity. There has been trials and tribulations of your ancestors that you are actively clearing and passing through. I'm talking to someone who has actually a few groups of people. So there's predominantly some of you have worked through slavery in your bloodline. There's other parts of you that have worked through European conquesting, colonization, suppression of sex, full domination, aggressive domination of women. And then there's more of you that have worked through more indigenous, brutal overtaking and wiping out of your culture. So there's the three groups of you right now that are coming into alignment and into attunement, and all of your ancestors are on board with this journey. They have been helping, they have been waking, you've probably been feeling the energy rising, and you might have even felt more and more of your ancestors with you during these times. So whatever group that you fall into, just understand that you are the physical representation of healing your bloodline on this realm right now. And you might wake up and you might not really understand the heavy energies coming through you, and you might want to numb them out with substances or anything that distracts, escapism techniques, even within media, within sex, within food, within alcohol. And I really invite you to push these aside and stay grounded with your soul. Stay present with these energies and let them move and pass through you. Find healthy outlets for your time. Really start to care for your body and really start to let these energies just move on through you, because you're going to come into a higher unity. You're going to come into power. See how much light is in all of these cards? Look at all the light coming through. It's time. It's time for you to ignite your inner glow. It's time for you to come into harmony with your soul. So any of these habits that are still lingering, clean them up. And for those of you that have already cleaned these up, congratulations, you're going to be coming into more light quicker. You're going to be able to use this light to manifest. You're going to be able to manifest in a way you weren't able to before, because there were all these karmic blocks going on that weren't just yours, they could come from your bloodline as well. But we do work on our karma predominantly first. Well, see, you're freed from bondage. The past is binding you. The cellular trauma repeating and activating in your cells was binding you, and now you're coming out of that bound way of being, and you're coming into the light. You're coming into your highest version of yourself. You're going to be able to manifest in a way that you never did before. You're going to be able to manifest your desires into the physical. And so don't let it throw you as it happens. Find a balance. Stay in harmony. Stay in peace. And find a balance. really tap into your intuitive abilities here. Sometimes this process of karmic releasing can actually make you feel like you're going a little bit crazy. If you don't trust your sight, or you've still been fighting it, it can really make you feel like, is this real? Like, what is going on with me? I should have it more together, especially if you compare yourself to 3D matrix programming, and if you have to work normal jobs and go to, well, quote unquote, the normie jobs, and go to do all the things during the day that everyone expects of you. Going through these energetic cycles can feel pretty heavy, and it can be really, really confusing, but just rely on your inner intuitive abilities. Look at this full moon here in Libra with those justice skills. You have divine justice balance within you. So trust yourself, trust the visions, witness the stories, but call in the Holy Spirit, call in Creator so that you can clear through them quicker and quicker. Or call in a healer that does those things for you. Part of the last 5 or 6 years in readings that I've been doing with people is that you need someone who's in their divinity, in the Holy Spirit, in the light, in the love of Creator, to witness some of these things with you or for you, so you can move through them quicker. It just brings them to the light of love. And when you have someone acting from a pure heart, anchored in Creator, anchored in divinity, anchored in the Holy Spirit, they're going to see these things with love. They're going to understand that the soul had a higher purpose for all of this, and that Creator has a plan for all of this, for everything that we went through. And this is why now in this evolutionary time we are clearing out this karma, this past life, from all these bloodlines, and there's a reason for it. And even sometimes when you see the story of a past life, it doesn't necessarily mean you take it at face value. You never know what you're learning, you never know what you're integrating, you never know why you went through that life to bring it through now for some sort of wisdom piece. Familia. So 3 might be very important for you. 9 comes up twice. Oh, 9 comes up 3 times. 6, 3. Those numbers might be important for you. Let's just see what Karmic is coming through with. First of all, I'm just going to see here. So really getting in touch with nature, really getting in touch with the wisdom of your ancestors, the medicine of your ancestors, the medicine of your past life. We learned these skills. We knew how to do these things in our past lives, and they still are retained in our Akashic records. And right now there is a call for us to come back to some of these traditional ways of our ancestors, and this will really help you to balance out your karma and integrate the pieces that you have been calling for and hungry for, but that you didn't even know. It says knowledge on this card, and so healers of the old applied wisdom from plants. They could kill with them, they could cure with them. And they were kind of known as the first witches and sorcerers. And this is why Hecate is associated with that. But don't assume your truth is a universal truth for everyone. You need to hone your skills and open up your heart and really understand that parts of your experience will overlap with the collective. Parts of your truth and your story will overlap with those you're serving, because you're going to be attracting like a magnet those that are like you. But just don't assume that that's the whole role of the collective. Everyone is playing their part exactly as Creator has intended, exactly as our souls have chosen. So just understand and know that you're playing your part, your role, your piece, and know that who comes to you and who resonates with that, they are also playing their part, their role in the piece. And the other ones that don't match up and don't align with that frequency, or don't really understand what you're energetically going through, don't really know how to mirror any of that, just let that go, let that flow in and out of your life naturally and easily, because you are meant to align with who you are meant to align with. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to make sense to everybody, and your truth doesn't need to apply to everybody either. Some of the karma clearing off for you right now is some ancestral karma too, where it's like you feel safe if they're like you, but you feel unsafe if they're not like you. It's okay, you're safe. You're safe in the universe. You are protected. The bound and the cords that were binding you, that were having you in karmic loops of paying back past karma, has been lifted now. You're protected. The worst is behind you. divine justice has prevailed, and those who have harmed you are now also getting their karma. Those who have been unjust to you are getting their karma. Okay, so keep trusting that, and keep understanding that there is all a balance to play, and where you are now is exactly where you're supposed to be. That's what your soul signed up for, and you are fine. It's okay to desire higher, desire more, and the soul desires that are in us are something that have been placed in us for a reason, so follow those. Follow those. What you want wants you. But just also know that if you're on social media scrolling and comparing your life, and you don't have the things that you think that you want from there, some of those might be psychological trigger. And so learn to check in with your soul and say, is this really what my soul wants? Or is this some sort of psychological trigger that I think that I need to have to be happy? And then ask the universe, show me what I need to be happy. You can also ask the universe right now to show you how to integrate what is leaving your life now. The self-sacrifice karma, where you weren't allowed to have your desires or feel your desires, that brought your feminine and masculine out of balance. The disunity from all the dark ages of the human fighting each other. The loss of your guardian just by being plagued by generational curses, karmic trauma wounds, trauma loops, cellular trauma loops that cut you off from your guardian. The knowledge that was withheld from you, from your ancestors, from the trauma that you experienced, because it was held in bondage by all of this karma, and the destruction it was causing within you that is now come and laid to rest. And still, from all of this hardship, you have kept an open heart. You should be very proud of yourself. So this card here, as we start to move into the Kali deck, Kadaga. A predestined series of events is due to occur according to divine timing. This has been orchestrated at a higher level to integrate the paths of people with whom you have soul contracts within this lifetime. Trust in the doors that close just as much as the doors that are opening as a result. So just see another confirmation. Whatever's trying to leave your life, whatever is a door closing, just let it go. Let what is coming to you flow into you, and what is leaving you leave. Okay? And let it do that with grace and ease. Keep trusting your path, trusting your purpose, trusting where you're supposed to be, and learning to fall in love with the moment and yourself as it is right there. Okay, Kali's going to help you do that. She's so fierce. She's so loving. Some of these cards might scare you, but they're actually just the fierceness that we meet the violence of life with. Life is aggressive. Life is... We can have peaceful moments, and we can have beautiful moments in our life. But there is a lot of turmoil, there is a lot of strife, and there is a lot of us working through trauma and karma that was extremely violent from our ancestor lines. And there's a lot, as we work through this, more peace is going to anchor on this planet, more peace is going to anchor in our life. But for some of us, that's just not the reality. Some of us are really stuck in that trauma and that violence, and you are breaking free, my love. You are breaking free if you found this reading. You are finally breaking free, and not only just for you, broken free your whole bloodline. And you are coming into more peace, and you are coming into divine justice, and you are coming into balance as you keep your heart open, as you choose love instead of war. The first in your bloodline to do this in a long time. Nitya Kali. Nitya Kali. Through journeying within, you will gain energy, insight, and freedom from the constraints of what has been. Allow that which needs to end to do so. You shall realize that you are not being denied, but released. There is something new on the horizon for you. Honor your losses, but keep hope in your heart for what is meant to be. So start to go within. I'm sure if you found this reading, you already are going within. Go within and question. Ask for what you need. Ask for what is going on. Ask to see the stories through the light of the Holy Spirit and bring all of it there, like I said. Allow that which needs to end to do so. So let go of what's going on inside of you, even if you don't fully understand it, even if it feels confusing. Don't medicate it out. Don't escape. Just let it be released. Write universal letters. Scream into water. Scream into the pillows. Beat the bed and kick the pillows, I say, when you need to release something. Write letters. Just get it out. Journal. Meditate. Bring it to the meditation mat and titrate it. Breathe it. Gather it up on the inhale and breathe it up to the soul star chakra, and then back down in front of you to the earth, and keep titrating the energy until it doesn't feel heavy anymore. There is something new on the horizon for you. Kali is delivering you blessings. Okay? Honor your losses, honor your grief, honor what your ancestors have been through, honor all the work that you just came through. I know a lot of the times when I'm working with people through their past life regressions, and they're seeing some of these stories, they come into strife and they come into grief, like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe my family went through that. And yes, grieve, my love. Grieve and let it out, but don't get stuck there. You grieve and you feel the pain and you feel compassion for your ancestors for having lived through that, and even awe that they made it through all that to get to you here today, you know, and that you made it through many, many lifetimes to come here today to meet all of these things. But then let them go. Honor them as a circle of life. Honor that the world ebbs and flows, and bad things happen to everybody. And our ancestors were doing the best that they could to survive at the time. That's all that they knew. And everyone was following everyone else. And there was great violence on the planet. So forgive. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. If you look here, all of the planets are in line. And the Sri Yantra is there. The Sri Yantra might be something that you want to work with as well. I'll post a video on working with the Sri Yantra eventually. So we have Kali here in this beautiful form. Bhavatarani. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop, fueling the fire or reverse the damage. Kali brings grace and freedom from negative patterning and stubborn mindsets, resistant to change. Now is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. She will support the work and much growth can come from it. The storm shall be gentled, you shall emerge unharmed. So this card's talking to me that if you're still kind of coming towards the ends of these karmic cycles and you're not completely liberated yet, you will be. You are completely protected from your own self, from your own getting in your own way, from any negative patterning that would seek to keep you bound. You are going to be ejected from that. And you might have already felt it. You might have already jumped the timelines, but you might still be closing up some of these cycles and you might still feel stuck. So don't worry, you are free. You just need to let it leave your field. You need to let it close. You need to let the losses end and do some integration pieces. Like I said, do some of that journaling, do some of that screaming, get the rage out, go to a rage room if you need to. Whatever you need to do that's not going to harm another being, another soul, another animal, another person, of course. But just get it out. And just know that you're not going to be stuck here. Some of you might feel in a little bit of strife and grief I'm feeling here because you're thinking like, well, I felt myself jump the timeline and I felt all these things closing, so why am I not somewhere else yet? Why is my 3D not matching everything that I feel coming to me and everything I feel clearing? Don't worry, you're almost there. And for some of you, you might have already closed the cycle, you might have already jumped the timelines and you already know, and you just have to do a little bit of grieving to release the good feelings that are coming your way. Because grief robs us of all the feelings. Grief locks up in the bad memories all the good as well, okay? Now, all the challenges that our ancestors went through that we're clearing now, or that we went through in past lives, these could be other things from your own past lives as well, those were meant to make us stronger. That's how you got here and your ancestors survived those times. So be grateful for them too. You are supported by Kali. She's supporting your work and your growth can come from it. Your storm is gentle. Remember, I said at the beginning, pathways ahead, so this is just a confirmation. You are emerging unharmed. You are protected, the guardian. You have two guardians. You have Hecate and you have Kali working with you right now. This card's a little bit intense. Shamunda. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. Shamunda is the fearless wisdom, patience, and discipline required to conquer a difficult situation. Shamunda is the power to accomplish what you need and desire. She is with you now. Her presence now portends a truly exceptional breakthrough on your path. So sometimes, to me, this embodies a lot of chrome energy. This embodies kind of a little, to me, a playful energy, and to me this embodies someone kind of like messing with you, like if you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna mess with me, oh, I'll mess with you back. It's kind of like that. It's like a lot of these spiritual deities, they had to take on a form in which would show a fierceness, and that they weren't afraid of the demons that they were slaying. And that's what this energy embodies to me. Now, this is showing that you're going to have a breakthrough, like I said, so you might be on the precipice of closing all those things. You might feel that you've jumped the timelines, and you might be like, why am I stuck here? And so this is confirming that you are going through a truly exceptional breakthrough on your path. You are empowered to accomplish and conquer through a difficult situation. Now you need to embrace fearlessness. So what does that mean? It means you might be afraid, but you're going to do it anyway. You're embracing wisdom. You're embracing patience. You're embracing your discipline, and that's the things required to conquer difficult situations. Okay, so if you still feel the difficult situations nipping you in the heels, know that you have the power to conquer this situation. Look at all the red in that card. It's truly beautiful. Terrifying. But beautiful. And think of the violence in some situations. Think of how terrifying some of the situations that you thought you were never going to get through were. And then you got through them. You embodied a power greater than your own. And that's what that card means to me. Shadoshia. Shadoshia cleanses the soul from past hurts. Her presence indicates recovery and a reclamation of dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. If your innate being has been put down in any way, or if there has been any bullying or nastiness directed to you, Shodashi brings healing and renewal so that you can rise above and lay claim to your innate beauty and worth. Okay, so we talked about this. You've been through really hard times, and it might have ostracated you. You might have been that light worker, that black sheep of the family, gossiped about, misunderstood. Remember I said people don't need to understand. Your truth doesn't have to be other truth. That you're going to be standing in this new confidence now where it won't matter how people treat you or what they say, because you're going to know who you are. And that's going to speak for you. That's going to stand strong in your field. And this is the energy of Kali, Shodashi, that is coming to help you recover that, reclaim your dignity after experiences of being judged, betrayed, or criticized. This is helping you if you feel that you've been put down in any way, if you've been bullied or any nastiness directed from you, towards you, it's being cleared out, wiped out. And there is this, I might have said this in this reading, but there is this energy going through the planet right now where the narcissistic, lying, manipulative ways that have governed this planet for a long time in the colonizing hierarchy that we've been living under, with all these people lying to win, and all these people of integrity getting abused, beaten down, killed in some cases, just run right over or discarded to the side. They're getting their karma now. Divine justice is coming into play, and those energies are not winning anymore. Integrity is winning. Light is winning. We are being lifted up to come back to our true nature, and this is what this card embodies to me, bringing you healing and renewal so you can rise above and lay claim to your innate beauty and worth. So this is that confidence I talked to you about. You are going to stand in your own power and your own worth, in your own authenticity. Look at her arms and her beauty. You're just going to stand in your own uniqueness, and it's really going to bring you places in the world, because you are going to be you. You're not going to be pretending anymore. You're not going to be leaking energy. You're going to show up with a potency and a power that the world has wanted from you and been expecting of you since your birth. That's why you're here. This is one of my favorite cards. It's so pretty. The new moon behind her. But it also looks like horns, and horns in Greek mythology was a sign of divinity. It was the divine form of the angels of old. Kalidara. When hope is lost, a way forward cannot be sensed. Kali's love will find a way. If the path does not yet exist, then it shall be created. If you cannot see or feel how you can move from where you are to where you want to be, Kali's grace and wisdom will manifest at the perfect time to provide what is needed. So what has been before is gone. And you might need to forge a path ahead, because light worker, if you found this channel, if you found these readings, this is what you are being called for. You are a path forger. You are a path forger. All of these readings that I do, all the energy work that I do is with empaths and light workers who are just a little bit stuck. But you came here to be leaders. And these readings, these energy healings that I do through these readings, through talking to you, they're all coming through in a way that is going to break you free. And even my words, even my voice, even watching this reading is helping you to break free of the binds that have been holding you back from doing your light work on the planet. And this is another reading and another sign that even if your karma had felt so heavy, but you still have managed to keep your heart open, because that's why you're here right now. No matter how heavy it was, no matter if it just seems like everything is crumbled and phoenixed around you, because we are in that phoenix season still after all, a path is being created. Path is being moved for you. Kali is the ultimate bringer of grace and wisdom, and she is manifesting what you need at the perfect time. And so this is why I love working with Kali, because she is just some of the most powerful force of angelic beings around, and she is making a path through anything. Nothing that is too karmically heavy will ever be able to hold you down. And I know when I first started my healing journey, I was afraid of Kali, but she was one of the very first cards that ever stuck out to me and stayed with me. And I know now it's from many lives of being a yogini and being in different forms of working with her. But she is the new endings and the new beginnings, right? And she is creating that path for you. She's so powerful. So powerful. And so just know, by the next new moon, your life is going to be birthing miracles. You're going to be on a completely new path. You're going to think back to this reading and you're going to be like, whoa, that happened so fast. I am so grateful. Okay, and remember, these readings are timeless. We're on a new moon today when I'm filming this. In September, a Virgo new moon. So one full moon cycle from right now, but whenever you find this reading, by the next new moon, you will have these karmic ties sealed up. A new path will be moving and birthed before you, and you will be coming up, rising anew out of the ashes of whatever struggles and challenges you have been facing, and that you have been warrioring against, and that you have been winning. Krishnahu. You can have what you need and desire, but you must be prepared to enter into the sacred fire to make the appropriate offering. Shift from focusing on what isn't working to handing over all your concerns as a prayer of offering to the divine. All can then be resolved and shall manifest according to the loving, generous grace. So to me, sacrifice was very misinformed for many years. When we sacrifice ourselves to Creator, when we sacrifice all that is not working, when we sacrifice all of these things in love and ask for help, and we co-partner with Creator, that is what is the proper meaning of offerings and sacrifice. Creator wants us to give our devotion and our love and our loyalty and our commitment to something, and that is a proper offering. And that helps you align with your true purpose. And then obviously using your mind, the tool for manifesting, to visualize what you want. And it says here, shift from focusing on what isn't working. Stop looking at what isn't working. When it's not working, hand it all over. Any concerns, any prayers, hand it over as an offering to the divine through your prayer. I put them into Shri Yantras and I om them through anything that is not working for me now. It's just a beautiful way of offering. I just sit down and I om, staring at my Shri Yantra until I can just release them into the holy sacred fires there. I imagine everything that is stressing me or giving me concern going into that holy sacred fire of that mandala. Because when I look at the mandala of living light, I have different ones I work with, but that's one of them. Like that's the Sri Yantra, that it becomes living light when you activate it. It's a grid, and you can put all of your prayers and your concerns and your worries right into there. And then all can be resolved and shall manifest according to loving and generous grace. So what is yours will not go past you. And this is what's birthing for you here as all these karmic cycles grow and close. and you're released from bondage, and you can let go of the samskaras of what isn't working, because those are the past, tied to past karma. And they're going to loop for a little bit because they've imprinted in your mind. But as you let them go, as you ask Creator to come and purify your mind, you ask the Holy Spirit to come purify your mind, you are blessed by the Most High. You are blessed by the love that we came from. And all can be resolved when you turn to that love and you say, please solve this through unconditional love for me. Okay? Please allow this to manifest. I'm done with this. Please remove the samskara, the memory, from my mind. Okay. So what a beautiful, powerful reading. Just want to check, see if there's anything else you need to know about this reading. Show me. Old stories are coming to an end. So use music, use Tibetan singing bowls, use solfeggio frequencies. There's been some really nice koshi bells, healing tracks. You can get all this stuff free on YouTube. Use them to start to rewrite your story. It's been a big theme lately too. And then go into the myths. Go into the myths of the Greeks, the Egyptians, whatever you're feeling called to do, because it'll help you clear even more out of your ancestral line. Find out what ancestral blood and heritage that your family had, and go back and read the myths of those lineages. It's a really, really healing practice. Release any anger, any strong emotion, any jealousy, any yearning, any heavy emotion that's coming up that you don't know how to deal with. Release it to prayer. Ask for solutions. Better yet, alchemize it into fire. Alchemize it into creative action. Alchemize it into art. Just get it out of you. Don't allow it to remain. And be careful where you throw that anger. Like I said, sometimes we can go through karmic cycles. We can go through past lives and we can be really upset. Like, why did humans do that? Why did this happen? Why are we this way? So just understand that that's a normal part of karmic cleansing, but it needs to be released in a healthy way. Okay, so for somebody, they're really going through anger cycles of this, bring a lot of jealousy on, and it's bringing a lot of upset. That means that you are stuck somewhere within the cycles, and you would like to call Creator in to cleanse and purify the soul fragments, return them to you, and help to pacify your anger, and to give you more and deeper understanding of Spirit's plan, your part in it, your ancestors' part in it, potential new stories and ideas of why this would have happened, what you would have learned, or how it would have brought benefit to your bloodline, to the earth, and this family. You have a lot of fires right now, so make sure they're not being used in anger. Use them for creative progression. Use them to manifest, to birth new things in your life. Okay, so for some of you, you're just starting to awaken your gifts. You're just starting to understand the Akashic Records. You're just starting to understand karma. So what I just talked about is going to be really important for you, to really bring in Creator as a co-partner, to bring in your higher self, so you can really understand what is going on inside your soul that needs to be addressed, that will help to close these cycles out for you and really understand them without feeling shame anymore, in a way that you can forgive and bring compassion into your whole bloodline, to yourself, for these times. There's things that I've seen people go through in past lives, and myself have gone through, and you'd look at it and be like, oh my gosh, I don't want anyone to see that. What do you mean that I did that? I've had clients really upset with the past lives that they've seen. But there's always a purpose for it. There's always a purpose for it, even if it is onto these days where we are reclaiming corruption from this planet, and we are breaking down the 3D and the matrix, and we are integrating the 5D into the physical. Some of those quote-unquote bad lives that we look at and would maybe be ashamed of, those are helping us deprogram the present moment. We can understand, and we will stand against those types of things in this world now, because we lived them and we understand them all the way to the core. And so we are the best ones to earth angel and earth warrior against them now. So you don't always understand at a conscious level with our limited mind why your soul chose to go through something in another life. Or looking from our limited mind perspective and definitions of this life, looking at those past lives, we may not understand the purpose of it. So just trust that your higher self understands that only love exists, and only Creator will only sustain love. Creator only sustains love and light, and everything else is an illusion. It's a virtual reality. It's wiped out. It's reset when we come back to the Holy Spirit and we come back into alignment with Creator. We are forgiven. We are whole. Creator does not sustain evil, because Creator did not make it. Creator does not sustain fear, because Creator did not make it. And we can only choose to believe in fear. But if we choose fear, then we are not choosing love, and we can only choose love or fear at any one time. Okay, and just know you're protected in all of this. Don't let it scare you. If you're ever scared, if there's ever something that's just too heavy to deal with, like I said, it's too much. If you don't understand it, turn to the Holy Spirit. Literally ask for a Holy Spirit light tunnel to come over you and soothe you and cleanse you and purify you and bring you back to love. There's a reason for everything, excuse me. There is a reason for everything, and you are absolutely protected. And this is the rune, if you turn it, the rune of trust, the rune of partnership with Creator. Okay, and just know that you are protected. And so light codes were very predominant the last few years, and now the next thing is water codes. And light codes hold fire in them, of course, and they can hold air. All the elements can hold everything. But right now, water codes are extremely strong. There's no mistake that I'm doing this out in Mexico, and there's storms right now, and the ocean waves are empowering this reading. Light codes are going to be very healing for you. So if you're feeling really heavy, you feel like you've gone through some karmic cycles and you're really working through some things still, go have a sea salt bath. Go put your feet in natural waters. Do a Lemurian healing meditation and go up to Lemuria and heal in the waters there. Okay, this will help you clear and balance out all this karma that's coming through for you. Okay, so the last 3 cards I've pulled is the Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame, I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So as long as you're channeling that anger, that retaliation, that jealousy properly, you have so much light around you, you have so much fire around you. So what are you going to do with that to create? How are you going to awaken other people? What are you going to do with this passion, with this love, with this light? Make sure you have an outlet for it. Again, don't use escapism. Don't be afraid. It doesn't have to necessarily be monetized. You just need to get out there and create with it. Or even just sit down with your journal and what do you want to create in your life? What do you want your life to look like? A lot of light workers for quite a few years have been blocked about actually asking for manifestation because there were so many people taking and there was so much opulence and there was so much greed that they didn't feel comfortable manifesting financial stability and opulence and beauty for themselves. But energy, money is energy. Wealth is energy, finance is energy, and you have this beautiful Holy Spirit light and love that Creator blessed all of their creations to be opulent and abundant and cared for and nourished. That's why all of the life resources were free. And only humans have put these limitations on it. Only humans have made hierarchy, and these are some of the karmic patterns you're also coming out of. So what would you do with it? What do you want your life to look like? And if you had more resources, how would you help other people? Allow yourself to claim this. So the Black Madonna talks about transmutation. You're transforming pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. This is your high heart chakra connection. This is keeping your heart open through all that pain. You are literally an alchemizer transmuting that for your whole bloodline. It's a whole. thing of this reading, another confirmation, right? Whole overview. And Bridget is don't back down. She is the fierce courage and fire and behind everything of don't give up. Even if you're dealing with intense anger, jealousy, or retaliation right now, or just judgment of your karmic lines, of your ancestral lines, of what you're going through, or like a fear that you're going to be stuck here forever and it's making you frustrated and angry because you're tired. You don't want to do this anymore. Do not give up. Take that fuel and give it back to Creator. Tell Creator what you're done with. Tell the universe what you're done with. Tell the universe what it is you want. Instead, name it, claim it. You have the forging fires to create right now. You have the alchemizing powers. You have the protection, you're a guardian, and you're cultivated this beautiful light. You have Kali and Hecate walking with you, the Black Madonna, Bridget. You have two Bridgets, Saint Bridget. I feel like one was an incarnation of the other, to be honest. I give endlessly because the light is light without end. My soul is all I need. And see, what's coming to me is this is Bridget's incarnation in Celtic days, and then she came back in another time to show you that there's different ways that you can harness this light and still give it to the world no matter what's going on. Because there was different challenges going on in each of these times, and it comes back to going and reading myths that you feel drawn to. So Celtic myths of Bridget, the times when magic was being attacked and leaving this world. But magic reigned at the time, but it was being withdrawn from. Bridget was the firekeeper. She was the great creatrix. And she taught courage and hope. And she saved many during her times. And then Saint Bridget was extremely suppressed. These are suppressing times for women, but she still came out with the light. She still found a way to give hope to other people. She still found a way to endlessly pour out her love and to come out in a new form, no matter the times, no matter the challenges. So I think this is a really beautiful expression. She even has the Celtic crosses behind her. I've never noticed this before, but I honestly feel like she's telling me that was an incarnation of her and a new expression, that she found a way to still inspire hope in humanity no matter what was going on, and that you can shift with the circumstances. That fire forms you, that fire shifts you, that fire shapes you. So how do you need to shift to meet your circumstances? How do you need to shift to make things better for yourself now? Time is now. You have major blessings upon you. You have major golden light. You've crossed so many barriers. You've healed so much karma. You have closed so many karmic loops. You have closed so many family generational curses. You have healed with Creator. Thank you, Creator, always. You have healed all these things. What are you going to do with this gift? What are you going to do with these mega amounts of blessings and light that you have cultivated? How are you going to help other people? How are you going to use it to amplify the happiness of yourself and others? Can't wait to see, Lightworker. So if you loved this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Drop any kind of emoji if this reading resonated for you. And just remember, whenever you find this reading, it is timeless. This is happening for you in that time spiral, in that time loop, right when you found this. I love you, and I'll see you soon. If you liked this video, please subscribe, click the link below,